I'm talking with John Mergler, who is what would we call him, a ride promoter, a keen athlete of many disciplines, and he's going to start bringing in Ribble bikes into Australia, or he's doing that now. But early next year he's going to do something that sounds a bit ludicrous. Can you explain what it is?
Sure. Ludicrous, yeah, that's probably the right word for it, Rob. I'm going to attempt to do 100 iron distance triathlons in 100 days. And my partner Debbie is going to attempt to do 100 half iron distance races in 100 days. It's all going to be in and around Sydney, predominantly in Centennial Park. Riding around the Grand Drive and running around the same loop as well.
Right.
We'll also be doing some corporate activations where I'll do a static Ironman on treadmills and rollers or watt bikes or whatever.
Okay.
And swimming in all the local pools, so Prince Alfred Pool, ABC Pool, etc. So yeah, it's a huge undertaking. Ribble Bikes are sponsoring the bike side of it. Pace Athletic have come on board as the running sponsor for the event, and we're going to try and raise significant funds for Cancer Council. So,
Okay.
a big undertaking.
Let's talk about your Ironman history then. I gather you've done a few over the years.
I've done a lot. I've actually lost count how many Ironman I've done, but it's certainly over 60. And in long course terms, I've definitely done over 100 long course races in my career. Hawaii is probably my favourite race. I've qualified on many occasions for the World Championships in Hawaii. I've won my age group there. Just passionate about the sport of long distance triathlon, not just Ironman, long distance triathlon in general. As I get older, I tend to go longer and longer, and have recently competed in the Australian Ultraman event up in Noosa, which is a 10k swim, a 420k bike, and an 84k run. So as you lose your speed, you go longer. That's where I'm at the moment.
How old are you?
I'm 57.
What's your best Ironman time?
Best Ironman time is 8:40.
Okay. Which was where?
That was in Germany back in 1991, something like that, 92.
Yeah. What do you anticipate your time for those consecutive Ironman? What are you aiming at? What's your ballpark?
Yeah, look, it's a good one. I'm the sort of athlete that I need to actually maintain a certain pace to prevent injury. If I run too slow, for example, I do find myself getting sort of little niggles. Having said that, aerobically, you can't challenge yourself too much if you're doing 100 days consecutively. So the ballpark will be, for the swim, about 1 hour 15 every day. The cycle, and to be perfectly honest, Centennial Park is a reasonably fat course. And we do have a little bit of a speed limit there of 30 kilometers an hour, which I'm going to have to obey.
That makes it a long day on the saddle.
Well, no, I'm looking at 6 hours, so
Okay.
6 hours of cycling, and then the run. This is the key to the whole event: is that the body's going to break down over the run because of the sheer impact. I find that if I run at 5 kilometers, 5 minutes per k pace, the body is going to react well to that. So about a 3 hour 30, 3 hour 40 marathon every day. Now within that, I am going to stop. So there will be time elapsed and there'll be actual time. So I'll probably stop every 10k during the run, have something to eat, have a little stretch, and then get going again. But my aim is to hold 5 minutes per k pace for the marathon each day. And look, to be perfectly honest, that it's going to take on a life of its own. There's going to be some skepticism to begin with as to whether I can achieve this goal. I think once I'm sort of 30 or 40 days into it, then there'll be some sort of pickup of interest from the media, from all sorts of angles, and that's when we really hope to elevate the fundraising and the call to action to get people involved in the event.
Yeah, okay. I've ridden in Centennial Park since about 1988 when I moved to Sydney. I think I'd be happy to never go around that circuit of Grand Drive again. I know it intimately, and it bores me to tears. How many loops will you have to do 180 kilometres?
Okay, well, total each day will be around 60 loops per day, including the run.
Okay.
So 48 laps of the bike, and then 12 laps running. So I've also trained in Centennial Park most of my life here in Sydney. So I've been here now 20 odd years,
Yeah.
and I know it intimately. There's something about that environment that has always resonated with me, though. I don't get bored with it. I've done multiple loops in the park training. I've quite often done 200 kilometres in the park, time trialling just around.
Okay.
I've run 100k in the park before, just round and round. So that doesn't faze me. The park doesn't faze me. I've chose it for that reason, and I've chosen it because it's relatively safe as well. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to stop for traffic lights, and it's a contained environment.
Okay. Have you spent any time on Zwift Island?
No, I have not. I've yet to embrace that.
Okay.
Is it something that you would recommend?
I would actually, but only from recent experience. Someone encouraged me earlier this year to do it, and it took me a long time to get around to it. But now that I'm there, I quite like it. But
is it quite competitive as well?
I'm not competitive. Anyone who wants to race me will win.
Oh, right, I see. I have been looking for a number of years now for my ultimate personal challenge.
Yeah.
I know that I really embrace ultra distances. I love the sensation of being at my fittest. I love challenges, and I've been toying with various things, cycling around the world, trying to set the world record in under 80 days of cycling around the world. I've looked at incredible endurance triathlons that can be done in various parts of the world. I've looked at Race Across America. There's now a new Trans-Siberian road race as well that I've looked at. And my passion being a triathlete has been iron distance triathlons, and I thought, well, why not go for the big one? Why not sort of try and double what Iron Cowboy has done and really just establish something for myself, something that the culmination of all of my endurance and my competitive nature, and culminate at the age of 57 in one final big epic event. And I'm not saying I'm going to hang my shoes up at the end of it, but I can certainly say that at the end of the 100 days that I've achieved a life's challenge.
I think people will be gobsmacked and they just start doing the maths of it all. It is an epic adventure. An epic adventure. Now, as I'm publisher of a cycling magazine, I know a little bit about triathlon. I've been to Hawaii Ironman as a journalist in 1993, so I saw Mark Allen win, and I have a lot of respect for what you do. But I have a question from my 11-year-old son.
Right.
We see the bikes, for example, are far more extreme than the bikes that are allowed to be raced in UCI events, insofar that you have fairings and all sorts of additions on triathlon bikes. So the rules are looser than what the UCI has established. Why do triathletes not use the Superman position?
It's a very, very good question. I don't personally, if it were me, I don't think I could maintain that position for 180k. I think it would have been used to great effect by the exponents of it back in the day, but that was over a much shorter distance. I think ergonomically and being able to run after holding the Superman position might be problematic. I think we might see a version of the Superman position at some point.
But there's not been any example of it.
There hasn't, no. It's a very good question, and it's probably one that I haven't got a full answer for.
But we understand from Boardman's and O'Bree's examples that huge savings can be had. And it strikes me as odd that no one's even tried it.
I wonder if it is an issue of being able to run off the bike after being in that sort of tucked position for that period of time.
Yeah.
I've often wondered why the whole premise of the time trial position, the aero position, is taking all the weight on your arms here. Wouldn't it make more sense to actually take the weight on your shoulders and have some sort of sling effect that you actually sit into coming off the handlebars? And that, as you say, there aren't any regulations to prevent anything like that.
No.
So maybe we need to get Boardman to do an Ironmans.
Well, in the course of your 100 days, which maybe we'll come down and doctor some positions and see if we can do some experiments.
Open to some experiments. Now, and I hope to be riding a range of different bikes during the 100 days as well. With my connection with Ribble, they're sponsoring the event, and I'm going to be riding a different bike every 10 days, just to show the versatility of the Ribble range.
Okay. We've just seen this morning there was a release about a new product from Quark, which is documenting or able to upload real-time data of cadence and speed and heart rate and all of the things that you acquire on the bike. Do you imagine broadcasting your data throughout the 100 days?
Yeah, well, it's a firm intention to do that, and I'm glad you've alerted me to this new piece of technology, because that's quite remarkable. We were just going to sort of do the conventional process of upload it every night, but real time sounds fascinating. When was this released? Has it been released?
I got the email this morning, so we can talk about that product when I learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah, no, I'd really like to hear about it. That's fascinating.
With one last thing to do, with 2 weeks ago you had an Everesting event down in the national park, and we promoted it in Ride and the official Tour de France guide earlier this year. You've raised $75,000 or so, is that right?
$75,000 for the Cancer Council. Yeah, we're pushing to get up to the 8848 number, so $88,480. The guy who took out the event did it in 13.5 hours, I think I'm right in saying, which is 45 laps of Gerry Beach, an average of just over 7% climb. The gradient, and the last one home was 23.5 hours, so it was a 24-hour event, floodlit, and it was a great success. And we've got in principle approval down at Mount Ainslie in Canberra.
Okay.
And we're also looking at Mount Cootah in Brisbane, and a possibility of looking at the Mornington Peninsula, so Arthur's Seat down there as well. So, yeah, we're very confident that 8848 is here to stay, and we'll put on a few more in the next couple of years.
It strikes me as though you're someone who never sits still, so thanks for joining us for this little chat. I'm surprised we kept you still for as long as we have.
Go for a run now. Okay, thanks, Rob.
Great, thanks a lot.